This is just a quick update on the winter protection. So I've done a couple of vids on these raised beds here and these large pots. Here's the Musa Basjoo. And the bananas were removed from these barrels. They're in pots in the... So I started to put some fleece instead of straw, and because I found that after the winter the straw basically has to get thrown into the compost bin, so I can recycle. So you buy once and then you can just keep recycling your agricultural fleece. So I haven't used straw on the Musa Basjoo. Still use the bamboo canes and fleece. And where I could, I've the pups, some of the larger pups that were still coming up, I've covered them up, so maybe they might survive. I don't know. These are the black canna. So I've collected up all the weather's been so dry. I've collected up all the leaves, like these are bone dry, and I've just heaped them on top of the chopped stems of the cannas and put some plastic over it. That's more polythene, polytunnel plastic. Musa Basjoo. And this is Hedychium gardenarium under here. They were very slow to get going. I think it's because they were basically living in pots, and this is their first season being transferred into the ground, so they were chopped back. And we had no frost down here where I am anyway. Some of the plants are still looking excellent, really good. Newly planted bamboo there recently. Spectabulous. Hopefully that'll fill out that area. They're canna Stuttgarts, they're chopped down. Leaves have been put over them. We'll actually cover these. This is Fatsia japonica. This is over 20 years old now, and it's, I don't know, 8 or 9 feet tall and wide. I actually chopped off some of the big woody tree stem on it. I can't see any flowers come up on it. This is the black bamboo that I've chopped out sections of it here. And it seemed to have come back into life. It's after getting very green again. I know it's because there's a lot of because the soil was all disturbed here, cleaned away. A lot of moisture and stuff's getting down. So I might build up a bank of compost manure or something like that around it. Just on these palms, the Trachycarpus fortunei and the Trachycarpus wagnerianus, they will actually be coming out of here, because I don't want palms here that are going up, 20 plus feet. I prefer to have palms that are like this size and height in here, at their maximum height. So I'm going to be putting in dwarf varieties and medium-sized palms, hybrids. So next spring they're going to come out. This is a kind of a miniature bamboo that's after taking over this bed here, and we don't want it in this bed, so I have chopped out chunks and moved them across, but the idea will be to remove all of these. It's fairly invasive, it spreads and grows very, very quickly over a season or two, so that'll be coming out and move down into the field area as underplanting and stuff like that. So we were supposed to get a hard frost, -2, -3 predicted down here. I don't think it arrived. It's actually been really, really mild, really dry. The Sassa palmatas are coming on really well. These are just kind of native, natural ferns that are growing away here. These are hopefully will be seeds of Fatzias and different plants that I hope to propagate. And if I can propagate them, then I can put them down in the field and the wood and stuff like that. I love to get seeds propagated from this plant here, the Fatsia japonica variegata. Fabulous plant. So with the Trachycarpus winsan, it was nice and bone dry. So I thought the freeze was coming, and I put out the agri fleece just to give it some insulation. That's nice and dry. The Brassioopsis, I've got the seeds up in the Brassioopsis mitis or hispida. Hispida. Hopefully I'll get to propagate them. Brassioopsis, Tetrapanax and the Fatsia, they're all in the same family as far as I know. So here's the Trachycarpus princeps, and I've got some agri fleece. It's green agri fleece just around the base there, just to give it a little bit of help. Don't think I'm going to need it. Here's the Musa sikkimense. I've wrapped up pups as well. They probably will die off, but again, I haven't used straw, just bamboo canes and different layers under and over the bamboo canes, nice and heavy, and then the plastic on top. These other ones here are grown up really well. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. I was going to experiment with chopping them down and then just mulching them. I might do that just for an experiment, because I don't want to be going around the whole field wrapping stuff up like this. This is the Hedychium gardenarium, and basically just chopped it down while everything was dry. Everything is basically bone dry for over the last 2 weeks, more maybe, and put a heap of agri fleece and then some of the spare polytunnel plastic over the top and just weighted it down. And This is the Hedychium coronarium. That absolutely took off. I was really surprised with this plant. It's a beautiful plant. Huge big leaves, beautiful flowers, beautiful scent. All the Hedychiums I think have fantastic scent. So basically just copy the setup here. The tetrapanics I came out and you can see it there. No. Yes, the green fleece just around the stem. But even to touch the ground around here, you can start to feel it's drying up. So I've done that with the 3 of them. This one here and the 2 in the old chicken pen. I suppose while the weather's so good and dry and mild, I might keep the height on these, this one, and wrap these up with fleece. The great thing about the fleece, I know you have to buy it. It's like about €8 a roll, and you get a massive amount. Like you'd easily do the 2, probably 3 bananas with it, definitely 2. And yeah, there's no mess with the straw, and the straw can get damp and soggy. Even if it's got the plastic over it, it just pulls in all the moisture. Now the fleece can do that too, but you can actually just remove fleece, shake it out, dry it out, clean it out, and again you can just use it again for next year. So you only have to buy once, and every season you can just buy a roll or 2. It's inexpensive, and yeah, you can build up your, it's going to be easy to store as well. So I basically have all the fleeces in here. I prefer this to straw. It's not going to be dusty and messy, stuff like that. I haven't done that with the Musa Basjoo or the sikkimense pups. It's obviously just a degree or 2 warmer. Sure, look, we still have Colocasia Jack's Giant growing here. They'd probably be still all growing in the outside with the weather we've got. Hopefully the soil is drying up. The growth has stopped pushing up. Basically just it's come to a halt. And these are other Hedychiums. I think it's Pink Princess and Tara. And I've brought in this bamboo. This is the blue bamboo that I've wanted. I've seen it on different videos and stuff like that. Stapled in 1046. This is a fabulous bamboo. It's not 100% hardy compared to a lot of them. So I've just moved the pots in here, and there's plenty of moisture in these pots. Some of the princeps crosses that might be a little bit softer. Just anticipating any kind of frost or freeze. I just put a bit of a jacket around the pot. But the Camaraps varieties, the sable varieties, apart from these 2 very small ones here, they should be fine in here. It's dry, the temperatures are not that bad, so they're probably not going to suffer. That's just another princeps in there. So wrap that in a jacket just to give it a bit of protection. The Waggy Princeps cross, probably could put a little bit of fleece or something around it, but with the Waggy cross, hopefully it's because the Waggy, I think the Waggy is the the first palm crossed with the second palm, so I think the characteristics will be mainly from the waggy, and then it'll have a slight difference with the princeps thrown in. That's my understanding of it. So it should be hardy. The waggy is a very hardy palm. Even in wind, it's supposed to be very, very hardy, really stiff leaves. But the princeps has opposite, big, open, leaves. So it's going to be really interesting to see what this cross is like. There's the Brazoriensis and the Louisiana. This plant that I got, that's the dogs got at it and pulled it out of the pot, and it's kind of set it back. It's after drooping, so I'm not too sure how it's going to do over winter. Scheffler Taiwaniana. I've had to put new compost, different pot in. I left it outside and the dogs knocked it over. These are the large pots with cannas and colocages, and I've just heaped a load of fleece in on top of them. So as far as the winter's going and all these plants, it's been excellent. It's been really, really good. But you have to be ready at a moment's notice to come out and get the protection on really quick. Scheffler Taiwaniana. This thing has just exploded. Really solid trunk on it. Still new growth pushing through at the end of the year. It's probably stalled now. Fatsia polycarpa, green fingers. Another beautiful Fatsia. It's very different. I think these are from Taiwan. Here's another one. This is the one that wasn't doing really well up at the in the shade around the patio area, and so I potted this one up, and it'll be going in here or maybe into this new bed. But that's it for now.